Okay, so I wanted to look at some charts in the group. Here we have a 4-6 projector, a lot of openness in the lower part of the body graph, and we also have a split. So this is, I feel, this is important to be grounded, as for all projectors, so you don't feel that influence in the sacral, so you don't feel that much pressure in the completely open root, completely open emotional as well. So there is a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of pressure from the outside that could really influence this person's life. And then we have the split that makes the head and the ajna kind of, they could function by themselves, and they come from unconscious activation, design, or soul activation. In the 61 and the 62 can be very powerful, but if it's not connected to the leadership theme in the 31-7, it can kind of work as two different things. There's kind of inspiration and like genius and precision from the head and the ajna, but if that's not connected with who I am, what I'm here to do, my direction, my role, and my expression, then there can be, there is this split that can show in life. I also feel, and it's an interesting theme with all those activations in the splenic center, but no definition. So there is a lot of instinct, a lot of intuition, and somehow it's not, I mean, everything tucks into it, you could say. Even there can be a lot of electromagnetics here, but it's still something to be careful about. So what might you hold on to, or what might you be afraid of letting go of? And whatever is in your life, when it stays for a while, to ask yourself, is it good for me physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? To really start to discern what you keep in your life. As a 4-6, it can be hard to let go of things. It can be easy to keep things longer than we really need them. And we only have 2 channels, so it's really those 2 themes: the leadership theme, the facilitator, which is the third line. Yeah, it's the third line. You actually have the 31 more than once. That's quite powerful. It's the inner masculine, is it? Yeah, and it is Venus. Oh, it's your IQ. Okay, so that's a powerful one. So I feel like, for me, when I look at this, I feel like this is the main compartment for you. It's really to know who you are, where you're going, what you love. As a 4-6, it's all about what you love doing. So when you know what love is, where you're going, who you are, and you have a sense in the world of expressing that, then I feel like this becomes your superpower. Your inspiration, your precision of how you do things become a superpower. If you work from the head and the ajna by themselves, it feels like you could be split off from what's really you. You have a unique style. You have a unique style, and you have, I can't really see here, you're here also to have a lot of experiences. And as a 4-6, of course, in that 6th line lay the experiences as well, but you are kind of you are what we say about gate 56, right? It's about stimulating the world through what you do. As a projector, of course, always be careful with your energy. Waiting for the invitation is what we usually say, but I feel it's a lot about being where you feel valued. You are a diamond as a projector, and you want to be with people that know how to value that. You also have the potential for tantric connections. You have the 5 twice, and you have the 14. So with people that have the 2nd gate or the 15th gate, there can be beautiful tantric connections where energy really just flows, and you feel much more kind of in your body, in your sacral. So that can be a thing for you that is strong. And also, I guess if somebody has the 25, it feels like that would be quite strong as well, and make this G center even stronger. Yeah. Okay. And also, this is with the 4-6, it says, personal destiny, but you're made up of only transpersonal line. The fourth line and the sixth line are all in the upper trigram. So this is a kind of paradox for the 4-6. You're so aware of the other and of what's going on outside of you, and then to come back and say, I'm still here to live my destiny. That's the hardest thing often for a 4-6. That, and then sometimes cutting off things, because it's harder to cut off things, especially if you don't have anything else to replace it with, whether it's work or relationships. We tend, as 4-line personalities, to um, actually hold on longer than we should, and that open spleen can make that happen, as well as the um, open emotion that actually can avoid confrontation. So that's something to be careful with. And then the split again, that your authority is self-projected, so this is like the main compartment, and then this becomes a kind of superpower when this works. That's how I would see it. It's kind of even stronger when I feel when there is a sacral split and the sacral is defined, but this is anyway. I also feel like um, you could speak to hear yourself. When you're self-projected, I feel it's good to speak and listen to yourself. So like, tell somebody else about something and listen to your own answers. It can be really good. And let's just take a quick look at yeah, so he would see again, you're here to do what you love. You're here to serve the world through doing what you love. You're here to know when to serve yourself and when to serve others. There is a possibility for you to feel anxiety and kind of make things bigger than they are. People on the outside are not going to see like how bad it feels, and that's a good thing in one way, because you want to come back to your heart and like see it from, not from an anxiety point of view, but really come back to your heart. And then when you feel unease or anxiety in your life, then that can dissolve. In the low frequency would be, you wouldn't be able to do what you love, and you would serve others, but then in your own life you will feel like you're failing, or that you're not living up to what you knew that you could do. And it will feel like, maybe you're just like in your head trying to figure things out, and then there's going to be agitation in relationships. There's going to be, kind of a lust maybe, but not like really a flow, not really the sacral center, more like a kind of, looking for something, and feeling kind of a hunger and agitation. And then that really makes you, it's exhaust you in the end, because you're not living your calling, you're not serving yourself, you're too much in your head, your relationships don't have flow, there's agitation, and it becomes like really exhaustion, can go really into exhaustion even. And in the higher frequencies, you're really here to celebrate life. You're here to do what you love doing. You're here to see what's worth putting energy into. And then suddenly you can really nurture your big vision. You can be around people that nurture that vision. You can be an inspiration for others, and you can ground yourself in what you're inspired to. And then it's going to feel in all your cells like you're in the right place. And suddenly your relationships have a lot more flow, and you have this kind of even like shamanic connection with people, where there is initiative, and where it's not agitation, but there's an energy, or a lot of energy, that can move through and open up for things. And then suddenly you realize that those processes are kind of, again, shamanic processes, where things, just like it's divine will, and things find their own solution without you having to do so much, or expect so much, or being afraid of failure. It's just happening, and you see all the synchronicities in life, and that's when you can tune in to have your own unique style. And that's really what we're going to see on the outside, your unique style. But as long as you're in that loop of shadow that I was saying in the beginning, you will never be able to experience or express your own unique style. You probably won't be able to really express your leadership either. And you would probably be too concentrated, kind of maybe stuck in the mind, like, with the things where you're competent, where you know that you can use that brilliant mind, and forget about, that the thing again, there's something where your heart doesn't really, or something in the childhood where your heart might not have lost the hope that the world is kind, and that gives you a kind of, you know, feeling of purposelessness, and that's why we escape into the purposelessness. And then the inner child needed adventure and pleasure. Did you get that? Did you were able to feel the leadership in yourself and see that in the world when you were a child, and you know, play with it? Or is that something that you need to give to your inner child now? And it's interesting because I think you had the 31 both in Venus and Saturn. So there's a super strong leadership theme in your inner marriage between the feminine and masculine on the inside. So that's really core that you find that. And often we, like I said before when I was speaking about the incarnation cross, we see how to do that in the profile and in the keys that we have in this activation sequence or the incarnation cross. So important to like also, yeah, to go to give the inner child what it didn't get, and to allow the moments, even allow the moments of purposelessness, because that's part of coming back to the emotional intelligence. We don't want to stay on the intellectual intelligence. We want to unlock the pathway of intelligence where EQ and IQ are equal, and then we want to unlock the pathway of love where basically the emotions and the body have like the similar size of the cake as the intellect. So that's become a trinity where that is balanced. And that's when we can tap into that inner marriage, which is the Kundalini, which is part of this pillar of individuation, where you're grounded in your you know, you feel completely grounded in your cells, in your intent, in what you know is possible, in how you inspire the world from your own inspiration, and your relationships are full of flow, and they have this, like we said, this shamanic aspect where there are new initiatives that lead to processes that you can't really see before. Your heart is grounded in leadership, in knowing that kindness is possible. You are expressing through your own unique style, and you're really here, like your role, your pearl, your essence is kind of an essence of the future, and your role in the world is to serve yourself through what you love, and to really nurture and yeah, really nurture the things that you feel are worth, like that when you serve those things, you can feel like your vision of the future is reinforced by that. You're here to do what you love, and through doing what you love, you're actually helping generations after generations that are going to come after to find that in yourself and to express that. Maybe we should go back just a moment to look at. I just want to see so I didn't say anything. Yeah, 31-4 and 31-3. So that is the inner, that's the stability and the stability and the SQ together. That's very beautiful. And you have like the masculine serving the feminine to her leadership, and her leadership is connected to adventure and passion. So that's super cool. Yeah, I think that's it.